guide. Yanga tatuwadde miti gya kwata. Oba 1000 oba nze gw'anaatwala.
Babe, take me with tell that's record. I've recorded you.
Video. Nawe tonsilwalira kwanza sikyagala sikyayagala. What?
We can take video.
Munange neetaaga omuti kubanga bwenkoowa nja kutuula and I will sit.
Get a
I need
stick, baby.
one and I have water.
Oh, you have water. I'll give me this then.
No, I'll record you, don't worry. Tugende nno. Neetera omuti. Charles, kwatiraako omuti.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, babe.
Okay.
You move.
Babe, you do not get a stick.
Hati ntubandiza nka. Bino nno byakummenyera ddala nno mwaka mulamba.
Mugare. Oriwanya na wiru ni wiru. Kambi. Norga. Nagemba chikia. Umaga ndia.
Pardon? I'm moving. I'm just moving.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
I hope you are all here.
There's one who is going. Gwe Charles tule bigere byo ng'otambula oyagala. Oba omanyiyo kale tojja. Wamma tugende ssebo.
So, once again, my name is John. And we are going through this beautiful forest.
Okay.
And inside we have got the caves, we have the waterfalls.
Yeah.
And in the caves, that's where we have the stalactites and the stalagmites. Of course, these rocks grow with the effect of water, gases, and chemicals.
Okay.
When the reaction takes place in the limestone,
Okay.
it's when we have the growing of stalactites and the stalagmites.
Okay.
So, and then at the same time, it's a place that has got a very interesting history of the Abachwezi,
Okay. And I'm choosing.
whereby...
Am I affected?
No, you are the happiest, I hope, in this case.
Okay.
So, whereby we find that we had the last king of the Abatembuzi. When I talk of the Abatembuzi, I mean the founders of kingdoms in East and Central Africa. So this last king lost his cows to the underground king by that time and decided to follow up his cows. But before he followed his cows, he instructed his gatekeeper to be in charge of his kingdom as he was leaving. It was unfortunate that he went but didn't come back, and this forced the gatekeeper to take over the kingdom. However, the kingdom he took never belonged to him. So the owners of the kingdom, who were the Abachwezi, cautioned this Bukuku that he will get one of his grandchildren that will take over the kingdom from him. So Bukuku got married and then gave birth to a baby boy that was called Ndaura. Now, I mean, Bukuku got married and gave birth to a baby girl that was called Nyinamwiru, the famous name that we use at this place. Now, Nyinamwiru was a lady that was not supposed to give birth because the king never wanted Umwijukuru.
Oh.
The Bukuku never wanted Umwijukuru because it was a punishment to him. However, when Nyinamwiru now grew up and it was her time to get married, the father organized the marriage to a man that was impotent.
God.
But the daughter refused the offer. After refusing, this forced the king, his father, to punish
The daughter.
the daughter, yeah, by cutting one of her breasts and then scooped off one of her eyes. So,
That is Nyinamwiru.
yeah, that was Nyinamwiru. And this heavy punishment was to spoil the beauty of this
The
girl.
girl.
Yeah, so that no man could admire
Okay.
her,
My.
so that they could kuzara Umwijukuru.
Wow.
Well, time went on, and now the son of Isaza, the king who went following his cows, had grown up, wanted to restore his father's kingdom, which was hard for him, and that made him to move into the kingdom looking for where Nyinamwiru was. They finally met and had an affair. So Nyinamwiru became pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
And then gave birth to a baby boy that was called Ndahura. But immediately Kuku heard that the daughter had delivered, he instructed the killing of that child immediately. So the security personnel went, and then the best they did, they took that child and then they threw him in water, knowing the child had to die through suffocation.
Yes.
But fortunate
Drowning,
enough,
probably.
there was a man who had taken his cows for water, so that man is the one
Retrieve this
who
baby.
had the child crying, and then he went quickly, rescued the child, then he had to hide him in one of the caves down there.
Wow.
So when we'll be down there, we'll see and then understand why and for how long. Once again, my name is John, and I'm ready to take you in.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
question?
you.
Are we good? Okay.
A question.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to leave our phones?
Yeah, your phones, no problem. You can take your phones. You can take pictures.
Videos.
It's
you
all
can
right.
take
It doesn't
videos,
matter as long as you're
but
allowed
only
the phone.
the issue is littering is what we prohibit, and maybe touching.
So
of
these
the
bottles,
stalactites.
we have to take them and
You
bring
have
them
to come
back.
back with
Exactly.
them because you have to bring them back at the park.
So you can go.
Okay. Let's move on. Oh my God, is this the way? Woo-wee. What a chalice and coffee. My God, how about the backs of the old people? Tomanyira gwe naawe. Umbulira omusota Charles mune stop it. Ambrose, you're too fast. Just wait for me. Ambrose, stand on the side and wait for me. Ow. Go now with the back. Huh? I can imagine. When you kutambula nga nsisa bwenti. I can't record you otherwise if you're too fast. I won't be able to record you. You got to wait, stand on the side and wait for me. If you want me recording you. Otherwise, you lose. That's better. Nitaddeko kiro y'amazzi 2. Come on, give me your face so we can tell you that you're in the bush. Oh my God. Ah, I'm coming. It's beautiful. Eh? It's very beautiful. It's not very hot. Huh?
Doesn't it ever be hot?
We used to go through bushes like this when we used to go fetch firewood in the village at Nana's. Honestly, eh? Era obula naye nga ntambula nkomawo emabega gyenva sha akakubo kano kali kamu. I could hear the falls. Yeah? You could feel it. You hear it falling. Twalira ebyebisiru mu nsiko zino. Gwe kyalisiri. Batukolera mu nsiko zino ze batutumanga okufuza. Batukola ebyebisiru. Oli akuzizika awo bwe wati. Bamanyabo nga binyuma bitya. Nga woddirayo ewaka. Nkugambye. Woddirayo. Kakati olaba tuyingidde geeti emu. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't. Baby, go down the slope. Peter, ndagenda. Wow. Hey. Amabere? Mano mutuveeko. Wow. Pardon?
I record you.
Come over here.
Record me, baby.
Okay. I'll go over there and record. Okay, out. Oh,
So inside here is where we have the stalactites and the stalagmites.
oh. Vampire thing.
So if you look through the cave, we have got some reddish color down on the ground, on the floor.
Yeah.
So that is blood that poured from Namuru's breast.
Okay.
When it was cut off.
Okay.
And then somewhere inside on the rock above we have the white substance which is coming out. So and that's what we call milk.
Okay.
Yeah. So up inside we have milk on top of the rock.
Yeah.
And the one which comes from the breast. And the white rock is on the ground, so those are the stalagmites. The white rock in the ground are the stalagmites. So the stalagmites
Okay.
keep on going up, and the stalactites keep on going
See the
down.
white stuff.
Yes.
And then in a period of time, the two of them happen to go together, and then they form this kind of pillars that you are seeing. So that, however, takes a long period of time in order for the stalactites and stalagmites to join together and form a pillar.
I thought you did. Okay.
So from here
stay
we
here.
will
Let's
move
come
into
again
the
there.
second cave where we are having the Amorea. Yeah, so here is the formation of the stalactites and the stalagmites.
Okay.
Gani ngama be?
That's Nuclean kind of housing. Okay, so you can pass that way.
Oh, I'm not falling over. Oh,
The blood, even
blood namna gani? Okay.
Hello, hello.
Ada kalau. I am at Mabere.
Yebale sebo. Yebale ko sebo. Ali mu moroka zaawo oyo. Wangi sebo. Anti kati emoroka eraga wa. Anti mmanye gyagi. Anti njagala kumanya mudda wadde nyimba budde wafiiramu.
Watch out.
Charles is here.
I said watch out. Yeah. You're recording here?
Yes, sebo.
Oba babule. If they tell you, Auntie the guy that kugambye mujje tugende, you choose to remain behind. So what is it? Have you seen the bees?
They are good friends. Okay,
Look.
now, these are the second caves.
Ambrose, have you seen the bees?
Yes.
This is where we have the history of the Abachwezi. Most of the history I was telling you about, so this is where it is at large. In the sense that I remember telling you that we had a
I'm
child
recording, baby.
that was born and was unwanted.
Yeah.
So by the falls where we have come from, those falls, we call them Nyakasura Falls. And they acquire the water from the Ruwenzori mountains through one of the swamps just behind our forest. Now, in that river, that is where the child was thrown in, and then he was rescued by a man that never had a wife.
Yeah, doctor.
Now, this man selected one of the cows which he used to milk and feed this boy. And that is why when we are here, if you look on that side up, we have got the down pointing rock which looks like the cow udder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the cow that the old man used to milk and feed this boy. And then just next to it up, we have two vertical lines of the many hanging breasts. So those are the breasts for the dog.
Wow.
So that dog is the one which used to take care of the cows when they were grazing, while the old man was taking care of the child here in the cave. So, and then on top of my head here, so here we have this first big breast, and that is the breast that belonged to Namuiru.
Wow.
So, and remember, the cutting of the breast was done from the first caves. I remember showing you the blood somewhere inside.
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
And then after that, the king threw away the breast, only to discover that it grew up here. And then when we have a rapid rain season, that's when we have the calcite.
Right.
Calcite is the white substance actually which was coming from under the rocks. And then we have water coming through them. So you easily see that it's the milk coming from the breast.
That they cut.
Yeah, this is the breast they had cut. And these other many small breasts, they represent the number of children who were born in the kingdom by the time Ndahura was born. Now, we find that Isaza was the last king of the Abatembuzi. However, he was the 7th king in the old dynasty. And then Ndahura took over the kingdom as the first king of the Abachwezi, but the 8th king in the old dynasty. Now, the question comes, how did he take over the kingdom? So, this boy was brought up in these caves, and time came and he was now a teenager. a strong man. So he inquired on why they usually used to stay here alone. So the man who collected this boy told him the whole truth about why he was here. That made him to grow up with lots of bitterness and hunger in him about Bukuku. And a distance of about 500 meters away from here, this direction, we had a water pool where the cows used to drink water from. And that pool had salty water. So this boy used to take his cows there, and Bukuku's cows used to come at the same place for water. So one time, this boy used to chase away Bukuku's cows whenever he could find them at the water point.
Because of the
And
hunger.
then those herdsmen went and reported the case to the king. So the king came to see on who usually chases away his cows away from water. And mind you, among the king's cows was the beloved cow. So, so when he came, he met the boy, and then they started exchanging words in a bitter way. This resulted into their fight, whereby the king took the spear from one of his herdsmen, aimed to kill Ndahura. But when Ndahura saw the spear, he dodged it, and then the spear landed on the beloved cow. So the king killed his own cow. After seeing that the cow was dying, he was scared, he was filled with a lot of fear, and this gave an advantage to Ndahura, took over the spear, turned back to Bukuku, and then killed him. So he killed him from the same place where the cows were drinking water from, and from then, henceforth, the whole of this place was called after his name. Bukuku. Yeah, so the whole of this place is called Bukuku. And then the same place is where people used to mine salt for home consumption. It also resulted or promoted into the naming of the nearby school, Nyakasura. So Nyakasura school got its name because of the activity that was being carried out.
Okay.
So Exura, of course, you know that means salt. So these are the caves now which brings the naming of this place as Amavere Kanyinamwini. Yeah. So we are moving to the last caves as we have our way out.
Do you know which century this thing happened?
Thank you very much. It's a good question. So all this happened from right beginning of the 13th century, 14, 15, until the 18th century. So when it was coming towards the 17th century, 18, it was the time now when the Abachwezi shifted away from here, taking the direction of Bunyoro. When I talk of Bunyoro, that is the direction where we have Murchison Falls, we have Palisa, we have got Hoima and Masindi. So that is the Bunyoro sides. So as the Abachwezi were moving to Bunyoro, they bypassed Mubende, where we have Nakaima.
Okay.
So in Mubende, that is where they stayed for 2 years, and that is where the wife of Ndahura died, in Nakaima. So Nakaima was the wife of Ndahura. After his death, they stayed there 2 years, and then they proceeded. But before they had reached Uganda, in Mitiana, their cows went for water, and one of the cows fell in the water, in the lake. As the king tried to rescue that cow, it overpowered him. He also drowned from the lake, and the lake was named after his name, Wamala. So Lake Wamala was named after the last king of the Abachwezi. So after that, they crossed over to Bunyoro, and we had Kabalega taking over as the first king of the Abavito dynasty. Again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're very Charlie.
Yeah, we're very child. Otyomuno. They say Otyomuno. Ambrose, you're doing very well, you know. Ndiko jingoli. Come on then, let's go. Tetwaise wanira wano amabere tetwagala. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hello. We're coming. Hi.
Okay.
Where? Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Woo-wee. I'm going to step in water.
No. I'm stepping on it, so you step on the wood.
Someone gives you support.
Woo-wee.
Kwako amazzi gano omukwatireko.
I'm coming. No.
Mukwatireko gano amazzi.
And your shape there. Yeah, okay.
Sooka ogende tutuuka walungi.
Okay, let's go.
Simu bwegwamu. Simu oba owoomu. Muwendo oba otambula.
Kale, I told this man to put on my sneakers and he refused. Somebody's drowned. Eh?
We are still far behind.
Let's go. Fuck off. My God.
Are you recording this?
Huh? Kutokiraba nti tukubye ebinyonyi bibiri in one day. Ndabe when you want to go out if you're not tired. My God. Enjuki nziraba. I'm looking at this. Ndeka kyalise. Oh my God. What is this now?
So these are the last caves. Okay. And behind the small cave that we have just passed there, that is one of the caves where a king of the Abachus used to stay. And that cave used to be very big. But due to the effect of the soil erosion, it keeps on reducing in size. But then it's where they used to stay. And then this last cave, so this is where the Abachus used to carry out their meetings. They used to cook from